All right, we just got this E350 coupe in for just an inspection, really. It's here for a little collision damage, repairing this bumper, replacing this grill, and there's a little damage on the hood as well. But customer wanted to do a bunch of service work to it as well if the car still has some life in it. So we're probably going to end up doing an engine health check, going through it, checking compression, sending the oil off for testing, checking it every way we can to make sure that there's good life in it. If there is, then I think we're going to run through the whole car and do a full service on it. But of course, with that, checking over the engine and everything, I told him it would probably be a good idea to also just look over the whole car, because with the service anyways, I do a mechanical inspection. So I'll just go ahead and do that now. And if there's anything here worth addressing, we can address it now and know about it before we invest in fixing the car up. So just to look over the engine bay, I don't know if that coolant is empty or if it's a different color or just topped off with water or something. Let's see. Oh, it's the wrong, I don't know if it's the wrong type, but it's the wrong color coolant. But no, there's liquid in there of some kind. I believe on this model year it's supposed to be the blue coolant. Anyways, let me get this engine cover off. Let me just run through all the common things. I can already see we've got these timing covers that are leaking a lot of oil. It's really grimy looking too. It's usually not as grimy in there, but you can see it's these front covers on the front of the cylinder heads, and down below we see all this grimy, dried up oil. But there below it, you can kind of see here where it's wet with the oil leaking out of it. And it's sealer there. There's not a gasket, so you just take them off and clean them and replace the covers. You can see, oh, you can really see how much oil is all down there. That's all going to be from these timing covers up top. Oh, all the way down to the undershield. That must really be leaking a lot. You just can't see it very well from the top of the engine there. There might be a secondary leak because that's a lot of oil, but there might not be. But let's see. This belt tensioner seems to be getting weak. You can see, so this is the tensioner pulley here that I'm zooming in on. And you can see how the belt is riding near the edge of the front of it. How there's more space available on the back than there is on the front here. You can see here like the belt's riding on the very front edge of it. Whenever these belt tensioners get weak, the spring inside it, it causes the pulley to like sag off center. So then the belt rides off center. And that's how you can tell when those are getting pretty weak. So I'll get another one of those in there, the belt and tensioner. Everything else looks pretty good in here. Let's don't see anything out of place. Nothing out of whack or anything. Oh, the dipstick is up for some reason. The ring's there. Huh. Okay, let's check the computer here. This is the main computer for the engine. And sometimes you'll get the wiring harness. Oh yeah, that's a lot, wow. Okay, so you see how the computer's filled up with oil here? This is all engine oil. You can see the top of the connectors all soaking wet. That's a lot. So what happens on these engines is you have camshaft position sensors, one on the top of each camshaft, so there's 4 of them. Here's one that's out in the open. And these things, they leak internally and it wicks through the wires. So as it wicks to the wires, it spreads into all the electrical components of the engine. As electrical current flows, it pushes the oil with it. So this whole engine wiring harness is going to be saturated with oil, the whole thing soaked with oil, like the inside of the wires are. And it works its way like to the computer, obviously, to like the lower sensors on the engine. The oxygen sensors, I'm sure, are going to have oil in them because it's one of the lower connectors, and they get hot too, so oil thins out when it gets hot. But definitely want to get that addressed. You can usually wash out the computers of oil and get away with that, and then just replace the faulty, camshaft position sensors. And then there's a couple of seals and gaskets that you have to replace because the engine has to come apart a bit to get to all the wires everywhere. It's all one big harness, which makes it convenient, but it is every wire on the engine. So with that, I believe that's all I see up front here. There's no super bad damage from the accident here. I think he just bumped into a pole. So we got this dent and this headlight. I already quoted all this stuff out for him. So this is sort of a separate thing. We're already kind of good to go on the collision repair, just considering at what extent we should repair the car. If everything else is good, then we'll probably revive it back up. But if not, then it wouldn't really be worth it. Okay, I'm gonna lift it up now and see what it looks like underneath. Okay, I just gotta lift it up here. Let's see what the suspension and everything's looking like. So for one, we've got these bushings here that are busted. You can see here. You see that inside tear? That's busted out. Oh, the other side is too. This is what it looks like. These are gel-filled bushings, and this is what it looks like whenever they bust open and leak out. So yeah. You can see those are pretty bad. All the ball joints look good except for the sway bar end link ball joint boots. These are busted. You see the grease leaking out of them. This one's pretty bad too. That upper one's busted as well on this side. These front bushings tend to last a bit longer than the front big ones there. As these are, these look good. Struts look good, not leaking anything. The front brakes are really thick. So are the tires, Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. Love to see that. Yeah, these brakes are good. Tires. Yeah. Struts. Yeah, all that looks good. As far as the bottom of the engine, let's see. We've got it pretty wet down there. But like I said up top, I believe that is just coming from the timing covers that are leaking. The back of the heads. Let's see if I can get a good sight on them. They look good. Yeah, I don't see anything coming out of there. Okay, to the other side. It looks good too. I don't see anything coming out of the back of those. Those look good. Really, it's just, maybe I'll take this undershield off just to be sure that the only oil leak there is from the timing covers. Let me see, transmission. It looks good, no issues there at all. This is the transmission mount. You can get a feel for if it's down. It's going out. Let me see if you can pull it out on the drive shaft and there's still some slack in it, like the transmission moves down. Okay, it's not. Then that's pretty collapsed there. It almost looks newish. I wonder if it's an aftermarket mount or something, but it's definitely down. I mean, there's no arguing that. I don't know if it's completely collapsed, but it's definitely sagging down there. You would do those in the motor mounts in pairs. The motor mounts don't look Don't look new. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to get some new mounts in. It's definitely, you can't really see these collapse, but you got this metal bar here that goes to the middle, and this metal bar has rubber in the middle of it, and you can see how far you can stick your finger like in between the top rubber and then the bottom rubber you can't, because it's like collapsed down. The transmission, these two bolts attached to the transmission, and that's so the only thing the transmission touches is this metal bar. So the metal bar will collapse down, and you can feel how far it is down. So got that. Everything else looks good under here. I did find that the lift pad was just sort of wedged in. This is normally the pad that you use to jack the car up with. It's supposed to be located right here, but I also found the screw plug for it, so I don't know if it just came out, if it hit something pretty brutal. You can see the threads on this thing is ripped out, but I'll see if I can get that to hold in there. If I can, then that'll be fine. If not, it'll need a new one, and you can see it ripped out of it. So I'll see if I can get it to hold up in there. But literally the only purpose for this is to have a lift point. You can lift on the pinch wheel like I've done right here, but normally, you know, it goes there, and it just acts as a lifting puck where you're supposed to put the lift pad or a jack or whatever. Anyways, moving back, checking this rubber disc out that the drive shaft attaches to. It's got some pretty deep tears in it. Coming around, you've got this one, that one, these. So it's starting to tear apart. I'll probably quote that out. These axles look good. Axle boots, no issues. Usually the rear suspension on these is pretty stout, so you don't see many issues out of any of these bushings back here. Yeah, this all looks good. The shock isn't leaking or anything. Yeah, this all looks good back here. Let me check the brakes out. That's good. Tires are also good. And the outside pad's good. He must have just had these brakes and tires replaced, because all this stuff's at like 90% life or above. All the tread's really thick. All the brakes are really thick. Yeah, this all looks good back here. Okay, I went ahead and got this center undershield off to expose at least part of the engine. And yeah, it's a lot of oil down here. It's dripping off. I mean, it's coating the bottom of the AC compressor, and all this stuff is getting oily down here. So yeah, I would go ahead and reseal the timing covers and then wash off all this oil and clean all the undershields and all that kind of stuff. And then if you do have a second leak, then it will show itself. And if it is a second leak, it's below the timing cover somewhere anyway, so you're not going to be able to tell, because you know the upper leak is going to drip onto the lower leak if there is one and combine themselves. So you always fix the upper leak first, and that's probably the only leak, honestly. But it's just that, some suspension work, and that's it underneath, wasn't it? I thought there was one more thing, but I guess not. Just confirming the leak from up top, and then the suspension stuff. Mainly the wiring harness, the engine harness. That's going to be the biggest. That's going to be the biggest job on this car. So, but anyways, I'll get all this stuff quoted out and see what it all comes out to be. So then get all that together in like a totaled format form and an organized estimate like I do. And send that, and then see what more we're going to do to the car besides the cosmetic stuff.